Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at the grand opening of the Rick Perry for President campaign headquarters here in Iowa. We're really excited. My name is Matt Whitaker. I'm the campaign co-chair and all-around good guy, but you already knew that. This is an exciting moment for us here in Iowa. We not only get the First Lady of Texas here to talk to us, to meet with us, to hear about how the campaign's going in Iowa, to call some supporters and friends of the campaign and to thank them for their hard work. But it's also, this campaign is going up and we can all feel it. I know the staff that are on board here are getting a lot of positive feedback as they work their jobs across the state to build this campaign into a first-class campaign and a well-respected Iowa caucus campaign. So I am now going to give an introduction to the First Lady of Texas, and it's a great honor for me to do that. Not yet. We'll get to the applause part, and certainly you're not going to be applauding for me, you're going to be applauding for her. And usually I've given a lot of introductions in my time in various capacities, and oftentimes somebody will hand you written remarks and you'll kind of scan it and you'll say, okay, I get it. But you know, this is actually not only a very well written introduction, but it also, I think, will give you an idea of who the First Lady of Texas is in Anita Perry. And so I'm gonna read a lot of this, and you'll understand why I feel you should know all of this about her. First of all, she's been the First Lady of Texas for 11 years, and she is, as First Lady, has promoted a lot of different issues. She's trained and educated as a nurse, and obviously after 17 years of nursing, healthcare issues are important for her, including issues such as breast cancer and childhood immunizations. She's a strong advocate also of economic development. All we have to do is look at the state of Texas to know that they're doing something right on economic development. They've created over 1 million jobs in the state of Texas, while the United States has lost over 2 million jobs in the last several years. Tourism is important to Texas, and it's an important industry, and as someone that's visited Texas several times, from El Paso to Houston to Dallas, I will tell you they know how to do it right. They have great hospitality in Texas, and they have great barbecue and great food, and there's a lot of things to do and see. And so, you know, she's led trade missions to Germany and Japan and Argentina and Brazil and the Czech Republic, which is, my wife is of Czech descent, so I enjoy the Czech Republic, and I'm sure that's a neat place to visit. But that brings a lot of economic development and a lot of people to the state of Texas with her outreach to those various places. She's from a small town in Texas, deep roots in Texas, and obviously if you've ever visited Texas as part of their tourism effort, you know that history is important to Texas, and the history of Texas is important to the people of Texas. And so she's been very active in the preservation of that history and keeping it authentic to what the founders of Texas and the Republic of Texas did there. She and Governor Rick Perry founded and the renowned Texas Conference for Women, which is an opportunity for women in Texas to professionally develop, to network, and to grow personally with opportunities. And it's touched thousands of women in the state of Texas. And so join me in welcoming to the state of Iowa for at least the second or third time, Anita Perry, to this grand opening.
Thank you so much for being here today. I'm excited to be in Des Moines at the Rick Perry for President headquarters. It is great being back. I will have to tell you, I'm a little hungry for a pork chop on a stick that I had at the fair when we were here in August, and what a whirlwind we had that week when Rick announced his candidacy for the President of the United States. I loved coming back to Iowa. In fact, when I talked to Ruth and Bob Haas last night, I couldn't wait to get back because you are genuine people. And like me, so many of you are from small rural farming communities where I grew up. We tell the story, I had like 4,200 people in my hometown, 56 in my graduating class. Rick went to a small school called Paint Creek, Texas. He had 13 in his graduating class, and he was top ranking boy. So I'm always it's great to be back to people that are authentic and genuine like you are, because he is. He's authentic, he's genuine, he speaks from his heart, he's concerned about our country. He would like to meet every one of you, and when he meets you, look you in the eye and tell you why he's running for president of our great land. When Rick first ran for statewide office as a candidate for Agriculture Commissioner, he flew himself around in an airplane. He was a Air Force pilot, flew 130s around the world, different missions, and he would fly his little plane because flying around Texas, big state, and had to get around to meet a lot of people. But he wanted to look the people in the eye and shake their hand and tell him why he was running for Agriculture Commissioner. He won that race in a major upset. He spent the entire campaign hearing that, oh, he couldn't win. He could never beat someone who'd been Agriculture Commissioner before for several years, a man by the name of Jim Hightower. But he did. He's the most determined candidate that I know. And when the chips get down, he's at his best because he's a fighter. And that's why we're in this race. He's going to campaign the same way here in Iowa. He's been to Des Moines several times. In fact, he was just here. We were having a little meeting today, and they were saying, oh, Governor Perry was there last week. Oh, Governor Perry was there last week. He's been to the Coca-Cola plant in Atlanta. He's been all across Iowa, from Council Bluffs to Cedar Rapids to Walcott. He loves his country. That's why he volunteered to serve in the Air Force. He's the only candidate in this race that has worn the uniform of a military service person, except for Ron Paul. He was a flight surgeon, but Rick was a C-130 pilot. What he learned, he experienced that our country is the best country in the world. After working for decades in farming and ranching, he learned that he believed in hard work, family, and freedom. Some candidates may be a little bit more polished in their presentation, but no candidate is more principled than Rick Perry. He has the right record to lead this country. Since he became governor, as Matt mentioned, Texas has gained more than 1 million jobs, while the rest of the country has lost 2 million jobs. Since June of 2009, nearly 40% of the net new jobs in America have been created in Texas. The President promised us hope, but for more than 200,000 people in this state alone of Iowa who can't find work, and for the 45 million Americans who now rely on food stamps just to feed their family, hope is hard to come by. When my husband sees so many people struggling, it breaks his heart, but it steels his resolve. Now more than ever, America needs bold leadership. Rick Perry will be a great president because he believes in the American people. He knows that private enterprise and private citizens don't need to be told by Washington what to do. They don't need to tell us how to educate our children or how we should go and select our health care. He will get Washington out of the way so that Americans can get back to work. And with the help of you and the fine leaders of Iowa, Rick will get America back working again. I want to thank you all for being here today. We're excited about Iowa, and we're excited about this campaign, and you're going to see a lot more of us, and we hope to be back. Our children will be back. So thank you all for being here, and may God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. Thank you so much. You got your picture. Hello, ma'am.
Thank you again, and welcome to the campaign headquarters.